All right, so I got my recap. My recap. It's Fresno Guillermo here, guys. I got my recap of Game 2, 2016 NLDS between the Giants and Cubs. For some reason, I thought this was a 7-game series. That's why in my predictions in the first video, I said 5 or 6 games. But apparently, this is a 5-game series, like it's been the last few years. I just blanked on it. But yeah, so the Giants in a hole, down 0-2. Got 2 games at AT&T Park. 5th game would be back in Chicago. Comments on the game. Again, I was wondering going into the series if the Giants would continue to catch the breaks and continue to make the plays and take advantage of mistakes. But it's the Cubs that are doing that to the Giants. Their infield has been very awesome, very slick infield, no problem, nice easy plays. Every ground ball is handled nicely. Again, that lineup is very ruthless and it kind of pounds you. But for the most part, the Giants have really done a good job against that Cubs offense. I mean, 2 full games and you've only given up 3 runs to positional players. That's pretty good. That's about as good as you could hope for the to face a team like the Cubs. But again, stepping up and making plays, making the best of the situation is the Cubs. Their pitchers, 3 RBIs. Giants lose by 3. So I mean, pretty even game. It ended up being an even game. Both teams got into their bullpen. Samardzija could only go 2 innings. I think that was planned by design. I would have really liked to see, in retrospect, I would have really liked to see Matt Moore start Game 2, give the Cubs some trouble with the lefties, save Samardzija for Game 4. But, they went with Samardzija, and the bullpen was rested because of the innings that Bumgarner and Cueto were able to eat up in the first 2 playoff games for the Giants. And the bullpen did a really good job. They gave up the 1 run. But I thought Block was particularly impressive. Casilla got lucky, got himself into trouble, but was able to get out of it. Javi Lopez comes in a tight situation, gets them out. So the bullpen, for all its concern that we've had in the second half of the season, really stepped up and did a great job. 1 run over, 7 innings? That's a great day for a bullpen. But, about what I thought coming into the series, the Cubs really are the better team up and down. Giants have Madison Bumgarner in Game 3, another lefty, Moore in Game 4. If it goes back to a Game 5, then we'll have the rematch of Lester and Cueto. So I don't want to say it's over. I don't want to say that there's no chance. But the Giants definitely have their work cut out for them. Again, they've done this before in the playoffs. They were down 2-0, came back to win a 3-game series. So they have it in them. But it's Giants baseball. It's torture. You know what I mean? They're gonna push it to the limits. They're gonna make you shake your head. And what can you say? Tough game, tough series. Down 0-2. But if any team out there is not gonna stop competing and not trying with everything they got, including the manager, Bochy, has been making some moves. Pulled 2 guys out of his 2 regular starters in his lineup for Game 1. Lost a 1-run game. Put his regulars back in, ended up losing 5-2, but I don't know how many more moves he can really make. He's carrying so many pitchers. There's not a lot of position moves that they can do to switch things around. I don't know who on the bench you could get into that you would want to get into the lineup. I know it's a big bummer having Nunez hurt. In Game 1, he hit a ground ball that he probably could have ran out for infield hit had he not been injured. Game 2, he smokes the ball right to the left fielder. So if he had more at-bats, if he was healthy, I think he'd definitely be changing complexion of the game. But, you got to do what you got to do. No complaints here. Giants down on the hole, 0-2, back at home, AT&T Park, Madison Bumgarner. I think that if there's going to be a time where Madison Bumgarner maybe gets touched for a run or 2, it's going to be this next start. I think that the law of averages, the percentages are going to head that way. But even if he just gives up 2 runs over 6 or 7 innings, it's still a very quality, very good start. But I think he might be in due to actually give up a bloop single here or there and get a run pushed across. And what about Bumgarner? The legend, the myth continues. The guy comes in, pinch hit, doesn't get a home run. He just blows up the third baseman. Ground ball that bounced off the dude's chest. Gets on first. Motors over to second. In scoring position. Brandon Bell hits a ball that dies in the wind in right field. It could have been a 2-run game. So Madison Bumgarner almost manufactured a run by himself. Starting pitcher, pinch hitting for the Giants. First time it happened since the 20s. Gotta love that dude. Everything about him. He needs to get paid. He's on a very friendly team. Very team-friendly contract. Anyways, Giants down 0-2. I'm a little down, but I'm not out. I'm still rooting for them. Still pulling for them. Still wearing my gear. Rep Rizzuto all day. Let's go get him, guys. I am the Tiger. I am the Tiger.